Actually, what do you remember when I asked you the same question about the worst teacher you have experienced? You will not remember their teaching. Rather, you remember their spontaneous behavior in the classroom, right? And this is what we call classroom management. Actually, the matter of classroom management takes us place in my thought. And I want to share this thought with you with a statement that says, even a very well-planned lesson can fail if the classroom is poorly managed. Are you with or against? Yeah. You might have a well-formed lesson plan, wonderful behaviors and techniques. You have collaborative educational games, but once you enter the classroom, it's a mess. They don't want to participate, they want to eat, they want to move without your permission. Why? And you can't apply what you have planned for. This is a problem. So the classroom management is crucial. And the problem with classroom management is doubled with the EFL beginning teachers. Why? Because they have two challenges. The first one, you have no experience. They lack experience. You don't know how to handle any undesired behavior in the class, okay? And how to prevent the occurrences of these behaviors later. And the second challenge is the use of a medium, which is a foreign language that students do not yet understand. You are using foreign language in teaching foreign language, and you wait your students to respond back in a foreign language, so it's a dilemma, right? And so these teachers, those beginning teachers tend to use what? Their school teachers' behaviors.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
They don't know any behavior, so they use their school teachers' behaviors as a solution to the problem of classroom management. But it doesn't work most of the time.
Yeah.
Because we are dealing with different generations.
Yeah.
Yes.
And because modern problems require modern solutions, we have to find out a new way to deal with nowadays generations. Right? Okay. The third challenge I've reached after conducting a survey with some EFL teachers, and they are experienced teachers, by the way, they are teaching for years. In the survey, I asked them about how they know that they have effective classroom management. What are the signs? And they told me
Interaction.
having a quiet, ordered atmosphere in the class is a good sign of effective classroom management. Do you agree?
No.
Not all the time.
Not always.
Yes, because it's not about the order.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not about the silent students. But unfortunately, this was the view of classroom management earlier in 60s. In 1960s, they viewed classroom management as the teacher's role to discipline behavioral problems, to maintain order. But later, classroom management has gone through a shift of development, and it shifted from the teacher's role in discipline behavioral problems to trying to respecting students' needs and demanding to these needs to build like a sense of inner discipline of students. So they are disciplined because they want to, now they are obliged to. Okay?
Yeah.
Later, in the earlier second millennium, the view of classroom management becomes to be the teacher's actions and the preventive actions to any disruptive behavior in order to maintain discipline and order. Order is very important, but this is not classroom management. Classroom discipline is just a dimension, it's just a branch of classroom management. Classroom management is a broader definition. It's a broader term, it's an umbrella term, and discipline is just a branch.
Yeah.
So the current view of classroom management is seen as a full development of students' academic, is to create a learning environment that supports the students' full development cognitively, socially, emotionally, academically, at all levels.
Yeah.
How to create this environment in class. Once you have this environment, so you manage your class effectively. Okay? Then, the classroom management has some dimensions. As we said, discipline is one of them. What are the other dimensions? We have instructional management, which refers to the daily teaching routines, like having a well-formed lesson plan, assisting students, preparing the material, conducting and preparing the activities, and all these are the chores of instruction. Okay? The second is people management, and it's related to the student-teacher relationship. To build a positive relationship with your students, because students do not learn from people they dislike.
Yeah.
And James Comer once said, no significant learning can occur without significant relationship.
Yes.
So you have to build a relationship with your student, a positive one, so once they like you, they will learn.
Yes.
Very important to have this. It's not about teaching and learning. This is not only about teaching and students' role is to learn. No. Once they love you, they will behave effectively because out of love, not out of fear. Okay?
Yeah.
And the third dimension, as we know, is behavior management, which is discipline management, to maintain the students' order inside the classroom. And last year I've published a paper related to classroom management, EFL teachers, student teachers at the Faculty of Education, and found that we have to add a fourth dimension. The academician says we have only 3 dimensions of the classroom, which is instructional, people, behavior management. But the fourth one is added by me, language management. Because again, we are dealing in a foreign language.
Yes.
When the students do not understand what you're saying, they either withdraw and keep silent or rebel by misbehaving. They have nothing to do. They are not understanding what you're saying and they are not participating. So either to keep silent or misbehave. Okay, so language, your communication inside the classroom is very important. The language you use. We have here in this dimension some skills like clarity, the instructional communication. That communication inside the classroom is another way. You have to speak clearly, slowly, another language, another mean of communication.
Yes.
Each dimension has some skills. Okay, I have designed a rating scale of classroom management containing each dimension and the skills, and each skill has a number of practices. This rating scale has 54 classroom management practices. Okay, you can just text me, WhatsApp me, or email me to send you this rating scale. It helps you, if you are a beginning teacher, to identify the classroom management practices. And if you are a senior teacher or supervisor, you can use this rating scale to observe your trainees, to observe your students. Okay? But the problem is that it's not about practice. Again, classroom management cannot be reduced to a few discrete practices memorized. No. Learning doesn't come from memorization.
Yes.
Doesn't come from books. Really? Yes. Books hold past solutions related to past problems. What about present problems? What about tomorrow's problems? How can we deal with different generations year after year without having a way, an approach, a technique that helps us to be prepared for any change that might occur in generations? How can we do so? That's why we have to learn another technique that helps us in this way. What is this technique? Can you see this man? This gentleman? Yes, Reginald Rathens. This gentleman is the founder of action learning. What is action learning?
Learning through action.
Yes, learning by action, learning by doing. In our workplace, in our city, in our work setting, we have a problem, a complex one,
Yes.
and we can work on it on our own. So we have to form a group of the same major to work on this problem and reach some actions to be tested in the workplace, then come and meet again to reflect on these threats. Actual learning has some components. If you want to conduct actual learning, there are some components.